What's going on, you guys? This video, I got to tell you right up front, it's going to be boring. But if you are serious about improving your craft as a trader, if you're serious about getting better, this is one of those videos that is really going to help you if you apply the concepts that are discussed. This video is a recap. It's a little clip from a recent trading mentorship group where I am going over the importance and kind of the process of reviewing trades, some of the components that you need to be looking at and considering when you're reviewing trades, and how to take more of a bird's eye approach when looking at your trading results. If you guys don't know me, my name is Kyle. I've been a full-time trader for 10 years now. I am also the founder of the Power Trading Group. We help traders make money, point blank, quite simple. Now, if you find this sort of presentation, if you find this sort of discussion useful, I wanted to let you know that we are actually including all of these live sessions, which were previously reserved for our trading mentorship group. We include them all now in the Traders Think Tank. So the trading mentorship group was basically an upgrade from the Traders Think Tank. And what it got you was weekly coaching sessions and then the recordings and a private trading mentorship group chat. All of those live sessions are now included with the Traders Think Tank. However, if you want any of the recordings or you want the private TMG, the trading mentorship group chat, you'll still have to upgrade. However, if you can make it to our live sessions, I encourage you to check out the Traders Think Tank. There is a 3-day trial, and that'll get you access to these actual live coaching sessions. As of right now, they are every Thursday right after the close. Hope you guys find this video useful. If you have any questions, leave them down in a comment, and let's jump right into it. I'm not going to recap the trader progression roadmap. We talked about this in a prior sesh. You have to go back, if you missed this, you have to go back into one of the previous TMGs, pretty much went over all of this. What I actually want to speak on today in relation to the progression roadmap is specifically review and journaling. Again, I don't see, we've spent some time in prior TMGs talking about review and journaling, but I don't see enough of this being done. And I really view this as one of the main levers that we can utilize to grow as traders. This is something that I did quite extensively very early on in my trading development. I mean, this is where a lot of the sauce, if you will, is going to be found in those early years. And the whole purpose is not to just take a screenshot of your execution and think that you're done with it, or to just, record some notes and think that you're done with it. I mean, that is certainly better than nothing. Don't get me wrong. It's better than just doing nothing, but you can go much deeper if you're willing and you want to really level up as fast as you can. This is going to be a critical component. And really what we're looking at here, number one, data collection. So what do we need to be collecting initially, super early in your development? Probably just going to be looking at entry exit management. Those are going to be the primary data points that you're looking at, specific trade details. Eventually, what you're going to want to add in there is context, right? It's something we talk about frequently in the live streams and TMGs as well. And by context, we're primarily talking about higher time frame backdrop, as well as trade location as far as the intraday. You frequently hear me say setups are a dime a dozen. We see setups all throughout the day, but a lot of the times those setups are not paired with good location. So that's part of the context, and then the backdrop and the conditions. Now, there's a few different ways in which you can record this information, right? I've got the pre-built template, the TraderVault. There's a whole write-up on that in the resources tab of the Traders Think Tank. If you've not looked over that, highly recommend it. It's a Notion database that you can utilize. There's also, if you don't want to fiddle with typing it all out and doing everything like that, that's fine. There are many softwares out there that you can subscribe to. TraderVue is one of them. That's TraderVue. TradeZella is another one. There's a few other popular ones that are out there that you can look into and find. And the way those work is you pay a monthly subscription, you import your trade data every day, and you're going to get some kind of analytics. But really, what we're trying to find here is repeat errors, repeat issues, problems within our trading that are going to come to light over a large sample size. So good example would be, if you frequently find that, just to use an easy one that should be familiar with everyone, if you frequently find that the entries you're taking have poor location or bad location, essentially think of like you're trading a pullback and it's in no man's land. Like there's not a reference point, there's not a level of interest at that area where you're getting involved with price. That would be one of the patterns that you're identifying over a large sample size. So you do this for a few weeks, you're looking at all your trades. Oh, on Wednesday we took 2 trades that had poor location. They ended up being losses. Well, maybe that's a recurring issue that I have in my trading. We see that the following Thursday, oh, we did the same thing. Took a trade with bad location. It was a loss. Okay, maybe I have more information that this is an issue. And you start to, after a large sample size of trade, you start to realize or identify kind of these recurring issues, recurring patterns within your trading. And the beauty of this is that you can then create some sort of rule or some sort of process to fix that issue. Now, over the course of this, what you may find is that you have a lot of patterns and a lot of issues. And that's fine. That's fine. That's normal. That's to be expected as you're developing and kind of learning the ropes here of trading. My suggestion is to just focus on one primary pillar, the one thing that you think is going to have the largest impact overall, and let all the other little smaller fires burn. Just let them go. We're not trying to fix everything in a single week. We're not trying to fix everything in just a day. We're looking for one variable that we can change in our trading, make that new rule. So using the same example that I just talked about, poor trade location. Well, the new rule would be only take trades that have good location. Say only take trades that have a reference point at the very least, or ideally a level of interest. From there, we really want to look at how can we measure this? How can we actually verify that we're improving on this new rule? And so that's where the weekly goal setting comes into play, which would be, in this example, something quite simple like, today is going to be a good trading day if I take trades that are involved with good trade location. Doesn't matter. I didn't mention anything about the outcome. Didn't mention anything about profit or loss. We're strictly thinking about process and following rules. If you do that, then you did well for the day, regardless of outcome. Could be a red day and you did well. It sounds weird, but that is the reality of this business. And then the cycle repeats, and it happens over and over and over again until you have majority of those larger issues resolved. And then at that point, you're pretty much just dealing with normal variance within your trading. Like meaning we could take an A+ trade and it can still fail, and that's fine. That's okay. That's normal. No strategy is going to have 100% hit rate. That's quite all right. So this is really the process. And what you may be thinking is like, wow, this sounds like it takes a lot of time, and it does. It does. This can be a multi-month process. It can go on, even depending on how deep into the journey you are. This can go on for years even. You find an issue, we fix it. Okay, we get a little bit better. We continue this process. We find another issue, we fix it. Okay, we get a little bit better. All the while, your results are slowly improving until you get to that point where you want to be with consistent profitability. Now, the normal course of action for most developing traders is they just look at their end of week P&L and they're deciding if it's a good or bad week based on that number. There's no focus on process. There's no focus on rules. There's no focus on any adherence to any sort of system. The other issue is, wanting to speed rush a lot of these things. Part of that problem is prop firms. They're definitely not helping with slowing traders down and really focusing on process, because there are, these goals that need to be hit. Everything like that for a payout kind of bleeds into the trader psychology. Generally speaking, it's not a positive thing, but really this is the process here of how you can get better on your own. And this, I view this as work that every trader should be doing to the extent that you can. I get it, we're all busy, everything like that, but this is really going to help your trading business. So keep this in mind. I know many of you are doing this already. If you're not right now, I would definitely recommend incorporating something like this. And again, the overview here is to look for any sort of recurring issue within a fairly large sample size of trades. So what you can do is, if you have, let's say you have 15 trades on the week, if you have some issue that is recurring in, a good portion of those trades, then that is the main thing that you want to be focusing on improving. And as always, anytime we're creating a fix, we want to create some sort of objective rule or process that is going to help us eliminate that issue, and then grade ourselves based on how well we're actually respecting that new rule, following that new process. So hope this makes sense. Let me know if you have questions about it. Fire them off in the chat. Should be fairly straightforward. I think we've talked about this before, but just wanted to get it out there again. Wanted to remind people this is a really important concept to improving your trading, to kind of identifying some of those behaviors that are not in our best interest, and to just getting better at the craft. That's what this is all about. It's about getting better, improving our profitability. Yeah, blind spots, looking for those blind spots. Exactly.